experiencing technical difficulties.
Archer, Lancer, Saber, Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker. Divided into these 7 classes of warriors, the servants, guided by their masters, fight each other to the death in secret battles to determine who is worthy to win the Grail.
My job as a master is to firmly anchor the heroic spirit in this world.
The battle for the Grail is now at hand.
Are you worthy to be my master?
Just blaze!
I'm not very familiar with the Fate franchise as a whole, considering the only series that I have seen in the franchise was the 2006 version of Fate Stay Night, and that isn't saying a whole lot for the series. However, I finally got around to watching the series Fate Zero, and let me tell you, I wish I had gotten to it sooner. What's up guys, it's Kat from Spartan Media Reviews here to review the anime Fate Zero. Does this show deserve a watch? Let's find out. Fate Zero's story is a prequel to Fate Stay Night, following the 4th Holy Grail War in which Magi and their servants, who are epic heroes and villains from past times, battle each other to the death in order to have their wish granted by the Holy Grail. While the premise itself is extremely simplistic, Fate Zero manages to delve deep into the backstories of plenty of our characters. The one thing I loved about Fate Zero's story is that it one-upped itself each episode. Just when you thought that the episode you had just watched was the best one yet, the next episode surpasses those expectations. It truly felt like an epic tale foretold in the present day. Fate Zero also manages to explore plenty of themes throughout its 25 episode span, delving deep into other ideas besides magic and conquest. We see friends betray each other for greed or other power, the ideas of pride and misery, as well as a variety of other topics. Fate Zero manages to put plenty of material into 25 episodes without overdoing it, which is a huge positive. I will say that there is one major downside to Fate Zero's story, and that is the large majority of info dumping and dialogue in the first part of the series. Episode 1 itself is a 47-minute info dump, which is a disappointment considering the story could be confusing to those who didn't pay attention very well for that particular episode, or they may just drop the series entirely because of this aspect. Overall, while the premise of Fate Zero may seem simple at first, it does a fantastic job in delving deeper into more ideas than just your run-of-the-mill battle royale type of series. Fate Zero's characters are very interesting to say the least. Even though the battle royale consists of a master and servant fighting together, each character still has their own objective as to what they want to use the Holy Grail for. Character development was very well done and thought out throughout the show, as both the masters and servants fought to get their wish granted. As the series progressed, we got an even more in-depth look into why they wanted the Grail and how they were going to accomplish this task. Even though it was hard to root for any of the characters, considering they all had some fault with their personality, I still enjoyed the interactions between them, as they kept their honor amongst foes. Overall, Fate Zero's characters are well developed and enjoyable to watch in its 25 episode span. Well done, Ufotable. Fate Zero has some very impressive animation, combining both 2D and 3D elements into its style. Unlike Ufotable's other series, God Eater, you can barely tell that CG was even present in the animation thanks to the art style that it uses. Compared to Studio Dean's Fate Stay Night adaptation, the difference is night and day. Character designs were very diverse aside from a few of the masters looking somewhat similar, and the battle sequences were fantastic as well. The amount of effort put into the animation is astounding. When it comes to the openings and ending animations, they were designed with the same aesthetics as the series itself, hyping you up for the episode to come. One of my favorite shots in the opening was Saber's motorcycle sequence in Opening 2. That sequence gave off the true sense of Fate Zero, with that being a sense of going into a major battle. While simple in nature, those particularly styled sequences in both openings were my favorite aspect of the openings themselves. Overall, Fate Zero's animation, in my opinion, is the second best animated series that I personally have seen, behind Production IG's beautiful series, Guilty Crown. Yuki Kajira never stopped creating beautiful music. Seriously, every time I watch a series with her scores, the soundtrack more often than not becomes the highlight of the show. This was definitely the case in both Sword Art Online and Sword Art Online 2, and even with Fate Zero. Considering the quality of the animation done by Ufotable, this is an impressive feat. The soundtrack is epic to say the least. This is the type of music I would expect to see in films like the Lord of the Rings franchise or something of the same nature. Hearing it accompanied by animation along with large-scale fights throughout the show makes me appreciate it even more. If you are a fan of any soundtrack with large choirs or scores featuring heavy brass and strings, then check out the soundtrack on its own, as it is a true masterpiece. When it comes to the openings and endings of the show, they both did a fantastic job of hyping me up for the episode to come. I loved the first opening, Oath Sign by Lisa, and thought that there would be no way the second opening could improve upon the first. Boy, was I wrong. If you thought that Album Noah Zero Season 1's opening, Heavenly Blue, did a fantastic job of hyping up a series like I did, throw that OP out the window and check out To the Beginning, done by the same musical group, Kalafina. The reason this opening works so well is when the chorus comes into play. The opening starts off slowly, then starts to build up in scale to finally reach the climactic point when it truly sounds serious in nature. When it comes to the voice acting, I watched this series in dub. If you are familiar with the dubs of Aniplex licensed shows, you would know that 9 times out of 10 they are of extremely high quality, sometimes even better compared to Funimation. Fate Zero is no exception, featuring a voice cast of Matthew Mercer, Crispin Freeman, Johnny Youngbosch, and plenty of other talented actors and actresses. Overall, Fate Zero's soundtrack and dub can be considered of very high quality and definitely one of the higher aspects of the show. Now, with everything that I have said, do I recommend watching both seasons of Fate Zero? Hell yes. Fate Zero is a show that can be enjoyed by almost any anime fan, as it features plenty of different styles and different anime series. The themes showcased throughout the show were very well done and thought out as well. Throw in a great set of characters that develop thoroughly, fantastic animation done by Ufotable, and a fantastic soundtrack that I cannot give enough praise for. Fate Zero is a fantastic show that is only set back by the few mistakes it shows in the beginning from it being a true masterpiece. Either way, even if you aren't a fan of action anime, still check out Fate Zero, as it still might be an enjoyable experience for you. Spartan Media Reviews gives both seasons of Fate Zero a combined score of 8.5 out of 10 and a fantastic recommendation. If you are interested in watching Fate Zero, you can check out both the subbed and dubbed versions of the show for free over on Crunchyroll. Now, what are your thoughts on both seasons of Fate Zero? Comment below. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. You can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, I would really appreciate that as well. Follow me on Twitter and Hummingbird to keep up to date with the current things that I am doing, and with all that said, I will catch you guys in my next review. Thank you for watching.